In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to cut down on mental fatigue and improve your sleep quality by eliminating background distractions while you're working. So for a while now, through high school, college, through so much of my life, I always had something playing on my phone in the background. I had propped against the computer while I was typing an essay. Had something on my phone that was just playing in the background, audiobook, music, TV, and I thought, makes the task go by faster. It helps me kind of go on an autopilot mode and start typing away at this. And while those things are true, they're not good. And that's what I want to redefine here is being bored while you work is good. I have some studies on my computer. So boredom as mental rest. Research suggests that being bored is not necessarily negative. It allows your mind to rest and even enhances creativity. When you allow your brain to wander without constant stimulation, you might find innovative solutions to problems because your subconscious continues to process information in the background. When you're listening to music, when you're watching TV, when you have audiobooks playing 24/7, you're never allowing your mind to wander and to process stuff. It's always constantly switching between what you're trying to do, what you're trying to listen to, and it doesn't have any time to think, should I be doing this? Is this the most important thing for me to be doing? You just go on autopilot. And being on autopilot, it's one of the things I've been trying to escape this whole year is how do I get off autopilot? Autopilot is where your bad habits exist, where you go through the motions and you wind up eating that bag of potato chips even after you said that you wouldn't. And that's autopilot. Getting off autopilot is being more conscious of your mind, your thoughts, your actions, and once you become conscious of them, you can change them. So that's what a lot of my videos talk about. Anyways, there's a cost for switching. Each time your brain shifts focus, even momentarily, it takes time to regain the previous level of concentration, known as task switching. This contributes to fatigue and reduces work quality. If you want to really understand the negative effects of task switching, write 2 sentences. Today I went to the store and I should focus on one thing. So write one sentence, write them in that order. Today I went to the store, I should focus on one thing, and then alternate, right? Today and then should, and alternate the words and write it down like that and see how quickly you can do it. I completely butchered that, but it's an example I found from that guy who wrote Buy Back Your Time, Dan Marzel or something. Anyways, talking about boredom, overstimulating your mind. So hyperactive mind. Constant background stimulation can contribute to inability to sit still or focus on a single task without distraction. It perpetuates a cycle where people feel the need for more stimulation to stay engaged, leading to dependency. Being mindful with your work, focusing on one thing at a time, is a form of meditation. So for everyone out there who's I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time to be mindful. You can be mindful. You just focus all your effort on one thing at a time, and that is a form of mindfulness, and you will get some of the benefits of meditation from doing that. Impact on stress level. While some people believe background noise helps reduce anxiety, it can actually increase stress and lead to difficulty unwinding because your brain is constantly processing external stimuli. I literally did a study with this. I'm going to post this video in the upcoming week, but I did 2 days where I didn't watch anything while working, and I just worked, and I did 2 days where I had a TV show constantly going in the background, because it's been a little while since I've done that, and I wanted to necessarily see what the difference was. And once I finished working on the day where I was watching TV constantly, I was in such a pissy mood. I felt so annoyed. I felt like my brain was fried and I just didn't want to deal with anything. Memory and learning impairment. Reducing retention. When you split your attention, the ability to encode information into long-term memories decreases. This makes learning new skills or retaining information, important work details more challenging. You also get context dependent memory. If you constantly work with background noises, you may become dependent on that context to perform well, making it harder to work in quiet environments. Just kind of saying you'll get used to your suboptimal performance in that environment, and then when you try to switch to working in a quieter environment, you'll actually find it more difficult, and there'll be like, I don't know, a withdrawal period pretty accurate, a withdrawal period from what you're used to where you go now. But after that, you'll get all the benefits that I talk about here. So attention. I have like 1 or 2 windows I want to bring up. So a lot of people, me included, when I was watching TV, when I had audiobooks playing 24/7, it's like this feeling of your mind moving 1,000 miles, like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you just put the audiobook on and you're like, oh, everything kind of quiets down. And I'm not saying putting the audiobook on doesn't do that, but what I'm saying is your mind's moving 1,000 miles an hour because it's constantly processing stimulation after stimulation while doing tasks. So it's like having to overclock itself. And then the moment you stop watching anything, your mind is still moving 1,000 miles an hour. And you're like, oh, why is my mind moving like this? I must put an audiobook on now to quiet my mind down. It's like, no. You're causing your mind to move that way because you constantly listen to audiobooks while you do everything. I'm not saying you can't put an audiobook on while you go for a car ride. I'm not saying you can't put an audiobook on when you vacuum your house. What I'm saying is be mindful of it. Do you constantly have an audiobook on for everything you do? Are you constantly watching stuff? Experiment with yourself and see how it feels. Go 3 days, solid 3 days. Do not listen to anything while you're working. Just focus on your work. You're going to feel bored. But one thing you'll notice is you're not going to feel burnt out. So I'm going to leave it there. Really try this. It is quite amazing the results you'll get. Peace out.